Come
Okay.
on. It's going to be different this year. Now, this I think will be a higher scoring game than the Ohio State game.
Really? Okay.
And the reason why I say that is because Ben Roethlisberger and the Pittsburgh Steelers have struggled for the last 4 to 5 weeks.
Yep.
We had them up last week, and what happened? We got complacent and let them catch up. I don't think that's going to happen this time because too much is riding on this. You got a whole city. That's almost like carrying the whole city again on your back. I think they feel this pressure, man, and I think they're going to stand up to they're going to meet the challenge of this pressure.
You called it, brother. You called it.
Yeah,
I
man.
gotta give you props. You called the game almost perfectly, man.
Yeah, man. I was like, they've been playing like crap, and then we jumped right into it.
Nostradamus here.
Oh,
Thinking a
God.
high-scoring game. I didn't see this. I did not see this happening. I did not see this happening. This was unlike any. This is unlike any football game I've seen.
Right.
Wow. Wow.
Well, the thing about it, man, was just the fact that we know that the last 4 or 5 weeks, Ben Roethlisberger hasn't been throwing the ball well, and not only that, the trenches. I mean, you got the offensive line, that defensive line. The Browns had one of the premier offensive lines in the league.
Yes,
and then we
were missing 2 of them tonight.
right. We're missing 2, but still, it's the philosophy of how they're playing. It's the plays, the way they're calling that offensive line play. Now you can see, you saw the difference of not having your starters in there. You can see that, but the trenches of where we was going to get it, and Pittsburgh's lines have not been that good. Just haven't.
know.
But I was just looking at some stats, man. Ben Roethlisberger threw
He threw for over 500 yards. He threw the ball
Man.
like 66 times. Did you see that last touchdown pass when the game was over? It
yeah,
looked like it was just like a wobbling sort of lame duck kind of pass.
right.
Well, since we brought up Ben, just
Yeah.
to set the stage here, a historical context.
Yeah.
Do you know how many times Ben has lost to the Browns?
What's it like, once?
4 times.
4 times?
In 17 seasons, he's only lost to the Browns 4 times now, the 4th time being tonight. So
Right.
he was 24-3-1 going into this game.
His stats were incredible against the
And
Browns. You
we
gotta look at it
only-
also. Think about it. When Ben Roethlisberger came in, I think we were coming back into the league around that time. Because we were like
Yep.
maybe in the league a couple years. And he was a young guy. He was a good quarterback, one of the top-rated quarterbacks came out of Miami of Ohio.
Yep.
But we haven't had consistent quarterback play the whole time Ben has been in the league.
Nope. This is the first time that we've had it. So just to give you, until this season, Ben Roethlisberger was the winningest quarterback in First Energy Stadium. Okay, in the Brown
Stadium.
Now, the Brown, given all the Browns and Steeler history, they've only met twice in the playoffs.
Right.
Once in 1994 in the divisional round. That's the last time that the Browns had won
And they
a
barely
playoff
made
game. The next game that they played the Steelers, and they lost badly.
Right.
They lost what was this? 29-9 in 1994.
Right.
The next time they played in the playoffs was 2002. And this is what was making Browns fans' hearts start to go bad.
Yeah.
When in the second half, when the Steelers began to come back, because the Browns had lost that game 36-33. It was a wild card game, just like this was in 2002. In the third quarter, the Browns were winning 24-7 in that game.
Right.
Okay?
Mm-hmm.
And the Steelers came back and beat them. So
it's not
tonight.
It's been like that, man, with them, man.
Tonight is our night. Tonight is our night.
I'm so happy, man, and they make it so great. I mean, anytime the Browns win a playoff game is great, but to beat the Steelers in the playoffs, and not only just beat them, you spanked them. You spanked them.
Felt good. This felt good. We came out in the first quarter and we gut punched them, and then we punched them in the mouth.
And you know what scares me about the Browns? It's like it's almost typical of the Browns over their whole history of the Browns. They can have a lead, like most teams. They'll let the other one catch up, but the Browns has this complacency issue that bothers me. It's almost like a mindset of the city of no matter what team is playing for Cleveland, you get this complacency where you just stop doing what got you to where you got there. We talked about it. I was texting you. I said, "Where's Landry? Where's the short screen pass?" That's what they did
right in the middle of the third quarter. Yeah,
right. So when you saw J.J. Watt, he was blitzing more and more and more. He blitzing, and then you had that corner on the outside. Chubb or Hunt will run over a cornerback. They'll run him over. So why not take that chance? And I think it was one pass he threw that was an errant pass. I was telling you that was it to the tight? No, was it the tight end? And I said that was one of those errant passes he needed to watch. Don't get clumsy or lazy with the passes. And it was like a pass that went out. But Baker, I got to say, he did pretty well this time. He managed the ball where he didn't throw it out of bounds or anything. Hey, was Bria coming online, or are you staying off, Bria? You coming on? Okay. So
Baker had a good night. He had 250 yards. He had 3 touchdowns.
Yeah.
He was 19 for 31, so he had a pretty good percentage. But
really
really was about the turnovers. And should we look at these highlights or right from the beginning?
Yeah, go ahead.
First play, man. First play. Here it is.
Last in the league in rushing. And they start with a horrible snap all the way back to the 2-yard line, and the Browns bounce it into the end zone where they wind up with a touchdown. Of all crazy things, you don't go to the
first play of the game.
Yeah, and that's a momentum that will shake your momentum at the beginning of the game like that. I don't care what team you're on. That shakes you because it wasn't like it was a pick or a fumble. It was a freaking hike to the quarterback.
I know.
That's not even acceptable. You know what I'm saying?
The Steelers did not recover until the second quarter because they were just they were shook. They were shook. Because then here
TJ is likely winner of that award as the pass is intercepted at the 50-yard line. MJ Stewart picks it off. The pressure was put on.
There was the interception.
Yeah, that pick and the pick at the end with Taki. Those are the 2 picks Ben Roethlisberger didn't even see coming. Nope. He didn't even see those guys there in the middle of the field.
The last one he threw right to him. So
that's what I'm saying. He was in the mid. He was defending, but the way the offensive line was, they're battling right there. He didn't even see him. He was behind. He was hidden behind the defensive line, basically.
Yeah.
He couldn't. The sight of view was off right there.
Here's Jarvis Landry. This is still the first quarter.
Mayfield, quick throw, caught over the middle by Landry. Jarvis Landry inside the 10, and Jarvis Landry has a touchdown.
Man, he's like one of the best route runners the Browns have. I mean, that just to get open, he had a couple of those jukes to make you fake like you're going outside and you come inside, or vice versa.
That was sharp. That was sharp.
Nasty.
And you saw Baker was getting the ball out of his hands in the first half, and he was beating the pass rush of the Steelers. And then here's Hunt.
Down. Kareem Hunt breaks a tackle. Kareem Hunt bulls his way into the end zone.
He carried it in there, man. Yeah, he
gotta love that. He pushed it in. Gotta love that. Boom.
That's those old Mac days, those old Kevin Mac days where you just run over somebody and just carry him into the end zone.
Was that like 3 people? Was that like 4 people?
Yeah, they were wrapped all around him. Yeah, man.
He didn't care. He didn't care. Here's another interception still in the first quarter.
You want to keep him healthy. You want to get him to the playoffs. But then you don't want this in the playoffs.
Second and 20. Fires over the middle again. High. That's going to be picked off at the 44-yard line. Sheldrick Redwine is going to pick up some blocking and take the ball to the 40.
That was nice. That was nice. That was nice, man.
You see, and Ben was very shook up, and he was throwing him high and over the middle a few times, and he got picked off that time.
It
And
was the
brilliant,
pressure. It was
brilliant
the
defense.
pressure again. That pressure they
Mhm.
put on them. Remember, like in the third quarter, they stopped throwing the pressure at them. They stopped. They was doing a 3-man rush and a 4-man
Yep.
rush, and no pressure.
They
They
got
didn't start
complacent, like you
pressuring.
said. They got complacent.
They didn't start pressuring into the fourth quarter again. I don't know if they was resting or what they were doing. Yeah, go ahead and play the next one.
Here's the next one. I love this. I love this move.
Scores their last touchdown. Does he get another here? He's around the corner. He's inside the 40. He's in the end zone again. Hunt for the touchdown. That time it's J.C. Tretter.
Did you see that little
Yeah,
juke?
I
See the little
did.
jump?
Yeah, he
did that
did.
little jump.
That little jump hop to the
His knee was
inside.
right.
Who that remind you of? That little jump hop like that? Eric Metcalf.
Biner.
Remember Eric Metcalf used to do that?
Metcalf.
That little, he
did
used to
that.
hop. He used to hop in
Yep.
and out like that. Yeah.
Yeah, he did. He did that. Yeah,
Yeah.
that was sweet.
Yeah.
So then that made it 28-0.
Right.
Then he had a lineman getting an
It's on this
interception.
offensive line right now.
Then goes empty. 3rd and 2.
Answer with a double-A gap blitz looking.
Back off of it. Pass is batted. And is it picked off at the 48-yard line? That is Porter Gustin.
How about them Cleveland Browns?
Yeah, he's a rookie, man.
You like that? Got that
Yeah.
tip?
He's a rookie too, man.
Playmaker. He dove
Yeah.
for it. Dove
Yeah,
for it.
definitely.
Well,
I'm excited, man.
Pittsburgh did have that little comeback.
Connor. This time he will walk in.
They got that touchdown. He got
Yeah.
that big sealed off at the outside.
Right.
But then Baker came back to make it 35 points.
Mayfield to the end zone, wide open. Hooper touchdown. Austin Hooper.
Something the Browns have been doing, man, which was really good, especially this season. But this game, you saw it when the other team scored, especially when they didn't score the previous possession, and the opposition scored. What the Browns came right back and scored, and
Yes.
that kept the pressure on the Steelers. They have to keep pushing it now. They have no breathing room to think, well, we can, we're getting closer. The Browns just stretch it right back out again. That was awesome.
It was
Great play
awesome.
calling on those
We
areas.
have the ability to do that. We have the skill people to do that. We have people in the right position to do that and to get that done this year. So
Right.
and then
Good.
the second half, though, things started to get a little interesting. Here a couple Steeler touchdowns.
Roethlisberger, and that's going to be Ebron holding it in. Touchdown, Pittsburgh.
That's the type of pass Baker should have threw to Hooper.
Yep.
Remember, and it almost got tipped or whatever. That was what I was talking about right there. That would have been a touchdown.
So yeah, Ben. I mean, he was chucking it up so
Yeah.
many times, and he did have some good passes once he got settled down. But man, is this going to be his last year? How much longer is Ben going to do this? He's 38 years old.
Well, to be 11-0 at the beginning of the season, and you barely make it into the playoffs, or barely at least win the division,
Mhm.
and then you lose to the Browns that bad, he'll come back. But if this season doesn't look good next year, I think they're gonna pressure him to make a decision. I
Yeah,
mean, he's gonna be a lifelong Steeler. I mean, but
Yeah,
I think
definitely.
they're gonna. He has to have a decent season. They necessarily don't have to win the division or even make the playoffs. He has to play up to a certain standard. You know what I'm
Yep.
saying? Because they need running backs. Their running back is so-so. Their offensive line is hurt. Their receiver core is pretty good. They got to work on their defensive backs. You got Fritz Ward. What is his name? The guy that we used to have. What's the player they got? He didn't play today. That we used to
Denzel
have.
Ward.
No, the other one that the Pittsburgh. We used to have the Pittsburgh have. Gosh, I can't think of his name right now. He was a playmaker for us for the Browns corner. He didn't play today for the Steelers, but
Okay.
they also got Fitzpatrick on the other side, and so it's like they have to fix up a little bit of that big defensive backfield as well, because they got picked on a lot in the passing game. But
it's like they always got to put something together. They got to, they're always, I think they always pretty much overachieve. They overachieved this year. They certainly overachieved this year. Here's Juju's touchdown.
Roethlisberger fires. It's going to be caught. Smith-Schuster touchdown.
So that was a good thrown catch there. But then Nick Chubb. Go ahead.
No, I'm saying Schuster needed one, man. He had a pretty tough game. He didn't start picking his up in the fourth quarter, start getting his catches in. But he needed to have a decent game. But he picked it up though.
Here's Chubb.
3 years ago, second down and 10 here. Mayfield throws. Chubb makes the grab, gets some blocking, breaks tackles, and Chubb is going to go all the way to the end zone for a Browns touchdown. 40.
There were two good blocks in that play, two beautiful blocks in that play that set that up, and Chubb just took it to the house. He's got that speed. This is when you said this is when they need to go to the screen pass. Right. And then a couple minutes later, this happened. You texted me that. You said, what happened to the running back screen pass?
Right.
And then there it is.
And
they went back to it there in that fourth quarter.
This is when Chubb and Kareem Hunt, that's they just keep going in the fourth quarter where the other team is tired. That's when they make those explosive runs usually. And that was one of them. The short pass, it was just like a running play, short, like the way they passed that off. That was one of those explosive ones, man, that it just takes the air out of you as a defense,
Yep.
That was pretty good.
Steelers keep trying to make it a game. Claypool, he's a talent. He's a talent. Claypool.
Yeah, I like him.
Johnson also in double figures, 10 passes from 98. That pass, beholden by Claypool for a touchdown. Well,
He
went up and got that. He's got the ability to jump up and do that.
I didn't know he was that big though. I didn't realize he was like what? He's like 6'4", 6'3"?
Yeah, I think he's 6'4".
Yeah, he's like 230, man. I didn't realize he was that big.
Yeah, he's got the ability to go up and get those passes like that. So that's
one thing that we're lacking. The Browns is lacking a big receiver.
Yeah,
a big play, not necessarily big play, but a big man,
a big body.
Himself. Yeah, big
like
body.
6'4", 6'5".
Yeah,
if they had somebody like that that can, that's solid like that you can't really defend. That would be. I mean, that would be great. That would be fantastic. Yeah, here's the ice. Like here's the icing on the cake.
25 left. In the pocket. Intercepted at the 49-yard line. Taki takes it.
Threw it right to him. It's over.
I was hoping he was going to run it all the way in, because remember he did that to Baltimore. He ran that pick six on him, man. And he's a rookie too for us, man.
He almost got there. He almost got there to the end. Yeah, he's got a great name, Taki.
Yeah,
Juju Smith-Schuster. There's some good names in there. Yeah.
Yeah, man. Yeah.
Well, what an exciting game, man. That kept me awake this evening. I'm not tired. Are you tired?
Man, we need to find some footage of Cleveland, man. I wonder what Cleveland's doing right now.
Is there anybody out there that's tired right now? Is anybody out there want to go sleep?
And
this is exciting.
Hey, what I was thinking today, man? I was like, it would be great. I'm in Dallas, Texas, for those that didn't know. I'm in Dallas, and it was like, it would be great to be in Cleveland right now. Then I said,
I know.
Then I said, man, it's COVID. I forgot. I can't go nowhere.
This is when you miss
closed down.
I know. This is when you miss the crowd. This is when you miss like the cheering, and it's so strange. Like when there's touchdowns and stuff, and there's still a blank stadium. I'm still not used to that. Still not used to that.
If they had anything going on there,
I imagine that people like went out in the cars and like were honking horns. They had to.
Right. I just wanted to see what they look like. I couldn't find anything yet, man, because I know they're like partying right now.
So, Clevelanders, if you're out there, let me know how you feel. James Berry, old Cleveland Browns fan. We know you from Bedford.
Right.
This feels good. This whole year, 2020,
we needed
has been a crap show, and this was great. My day, I wasn't feeling so great today. It just kind of just kind of down. To end like this is fantastic. You know what? We might stand a chance against KC. Why not?
I
If
think
we play
so,
like
man.
this,
And the thing
if we
about
play
it,
like this,
that we have to put pressure on Patrick Mahomes. Now he's more mobile than Ben Roethlisberger, so
yep.
and he can throw very awkward passes. He could just be laying on his back and throw a touchdown.
Well, he's a
So it's gonna
he's a
make a difference.
superstar. He's extreme. We're gonna have to be on our best game. You know what was amazing about this game is that the Browns hardly had any practice.
Right.
They had all these practices canceled because of COVID. I think they had one, maybe two practices.
I think it was just one, and then they were. You see how they were practicing on Zoom? They were telling you had to say what your position was. What are you supposed to be doing on Zoom? Here we go, man. I got something for you here.
Okay.
Where is it at?
Share the screen. Make sure you got the sound on.
Yeah, I got to show you this one, man. This is we got a happy dude right here, man. I was like, look at this guy. He's happy right now, man. As a Browns fan, I thought this was pretty cool. Let me share this for you. Thought this was pretty good.
Let's go, baby! Woo!
Is that supposed to be a giant Baker head?
A Baker head, yeah, right.
Is that supposed to be Baker's head?
I
It's like
guess it had number 6 on it, man. It was just hilarious. I was looking at his excitement, man. I was like, this dude is really hyped right now.
It's
And
like one of those pop figurines, I think.
That's what it was.
That's what it looks like the head did.
Right. Okay.
That's pretty sweet.
That was hilarious, man. And it was like, is that all we got? Like, where the Browns? See, they got a lot of them. They make the playoffs, but I don't have any the fans. The Browns are fit to make the playoffs. See, they're making a playoff, but I don't see any reaction, to the win itself, which is pretty cool. I guess we'll have more tomorrow. You know what I'm saying? When people get a chance to really look at it and get their YouTube videos up. You know what I'm saying? They TikToks.
Yeah.
So
yeah,
we'll have some more. We'll have some more of those for them after the Ohio State game tomorrow.
So
I'm ready for that, man.
Speaking of that, we got some good mojo. We got some good feeling. Maybe the magic's in the air. Alabama's a powerhouse.
Right.
But maybe we got the Kool-Aid going our direction. Maybe we got the karma on our side. Maybe things maybe the fates, maybe the winds have changed.
People, we finally have I don't know what you want to say it because I don't believe in luck, but we just got our act together finally, just got it together. That's what it looks like.
I was a bit concerned. I mean, my head picked the Steelers because of what I saw last week, because I just didn't think we looked very good last week.
Yeah.
And they certainly put it together. They showed what they're capable of tonight. And like I say, they're capable of putting together a game that can beat the Chiefs. I mean, we're gonna have to have everything go our way. We're gonna have to have prepared well. We're not gonna have to. We can't make mistakes, but it's possible. It's possible.
We have more players coming back next week too.
We had a Steelers fan here. Good game. Congratulations.
Thanks for checking out the show, Ambrose. Thank you. Appreciate it. Yeah, I think that with more players coming back, we'll have Denzel Ward back next week. I hope Conklin's not too hurt. I really hope that he'll be able to make it. Who's the other lineman that's out?
Well, number 78.
Conklin went out today. You had Dunn out. You had Dunn out as well, but he was a backup for. Who was he a backup for? I don't have that up here. But if we have most of our players back next week, we should have Goodson back too, right? The outside linebacker. He should be back. So if you have more players back next week, we should be able to really be more efficient on defense than we were this week and last week. Because last week we had a lot of people out, and this week we had not as many. But COVID is tearing up the league, man, with players that's out because they can't play. And another good thing to see that our coaching staff was able to come together and bring out this win with their head coach and their two best offensive line coaches out today.
Yeah, it's amazing
Man,
that they were able to
that
do
is.
this. I mean, this is
Mhm.
unprecedented, really. I mean, their head coach might still be out next week because he was
Yeah,
COVID positive,
yeah,
but I think we're going to be in better shape next week as far as having players there,
yeah,
because there was no new cases as of this week.
yeah.
So we should be okay for next week, in pretty good shape.
That'd
Um,
be good. That was really odd, man. I never heard that where they had two of the coaches, the two carloads full of coaches driving to the game while the players took two different planes. They were trying to do everything they can to make
yeah,
sure no one got COVID and can
yeah,
play for the playoffs.
and to make sure that somebody didn't have to quarantine because they were exposed.
Yeah,
So
yeah, man. That was incredible. That was a good game, man. I'm gonna sleep good
good
tonight.
game.
And
We're gonna sleep good tonight. Hopefully tomorrow night we'll see a good game too.
yeah, and
This
Bria's
is
in
tomorrow night.
Bria's in
So
Kansas City, man. So she's gonna have a kind of what do you call it? She's gonna have to go one way or the other next week. She's in the middle, like a pickle in the middle, because
well,
she's in Kansas City, but she's a Browns fan.
I asked her that yesterday who she's gonna root for. She says her heart's with the Browns. I think that's what she said.
Okay, well that'd be
But
good.
she likes the Chiefs, but
Yeah,
she's a transplant from Ohio.
right,
So
right. And think about it though, Chiefs got theirs last year. We need to get ours, man. What's a better time than COVID season to get you a Super Bowl win where
I mean,
nobody can go to the game? How many Browns fans were saying that if the Browns ever make it to the Super Bowl, they'll do whatever they can to be there.
and
And
now
this
they
year,
can't be there and the Browns win the Super Bowl. Yeah.
right, we can't even
That would
go.
just be that would just take the cake, right? It would be like, well,
Right.
none of us could be there,
Yeah,
but it happened.
that's
So
funny, man. That's funny.
that
But
would
that,
be ironic. That would be the perfect way for the Browns. If the Browns were to ever win the Super Bowl, it
yeah,
would be this year, right?
yeah,
It would be in the oddest year.
right. So that's what it's like though, man. And you 2020 and 2021, they're connected, and so whatever happened in 2020, some of it may roll over to this year, and the playoffs. That's what it's going to be like, man. We can't go to the games. We got to cheer from a distance. Long as they make it and they can win a Super Bowl, man, I will fly home just to be able to watch the game with my family. You know
Wow,
what I'm saying? I
really?
would,
Okay.
man. I would, man. I got to find a video when the Cavs won the championship. We were all
Yeah,
at
in
my mom's house.
2015. Yeah. Oh
Yeah, we
yeah.
were all at my
Okay.
mom's house, and at the end of the game, I was videotaping us on my phone, on Facebook Live, and you saw us. Man, me and my dad been saying it for years that we just want to see a winner, and we
Mhm.
finally got to see a winner in our city. So now it's the Browns' turn. That's the one the city really wants. The city really wants a Browns Super Bowl championship. That's
It
what
is a
everyone
it
wants.
is a football city. It's a
Yeah,
football state. As good as it was to have the Cavs win, it's it's really a football
yeah,
place.
it is. I
Football
completely agree.
football's in our heart, football's in our blood. I'm just going one game at a time.
Right.
I'm just going one game at a time. If we start to sniff the Super Bowl, then I might start to think about it, but I'm not there yet. I'm not there yet.
I'm
There,
already
there's
there.
still there's Are you? There's
Well,
still too much to
it's
go,
just
man. There's
no,
still too
it's
much
just that
football to go.
reason why I say that, I'm not saying they're going, but my heart's formed to be there because of the season that they had. They had a dynamic season. And actually, if you look at other than Kansas City in the AFC, it's pretty evenly matched with a lot of like at least half the top half of the league. And
Mhm.
so we have every bit of opportunity as anybody that's in the playoffs right now. The only team I fear Baltimore Ravens more than I fear Kansas City.
Really?
Man, because
Why? Why is that?
Lamar Jackson is unstoppable. He's unstoppable. The
He
only
can
way
be.
to think, do
He
you have to
hasn't
have
had the year like he did last year, but yeah.
did you see that run today he had?
Today they were very impressive. Baltimore is scary. Baltimore, like when they're firing on all cylinders, they're scary. It's like the Browns.
But the thing about it though, the thing with them is they don't have to be on all cylinders for Lamar Jackson to make a big play. They were
Yeah.
losing, and Lamar Jackson made that run today. It
Yep.
was like he was in full stride and never slowed down to juke people, and it was
Yeah,
like
they were behind
that-
10-0. Yeah.
that's my wild card in the playoffs is because your defense has to be running on all cylinders in order to beat Baltimore. You have to be on all cylinders to beat a bad Baltimore team. You know what I'm saying? Lamar Jackson is that much of a threat that
He
your
is, yeah.
defense has to be on all cylinders. So
Yeah.
that's
think
why he scares me more than the Chiefs do. The Chiefs, the Chiefs have been beaten, and we have a decent defensive line that can
Mhm.
put pressure. We have one of the premier defensive lines. We need to let him make mistakes. Let Patrick Mahomes make mistakes.
He
That's
might not.
I'm just saying that's
Might not.
where I feel about it. People might laugh at me, but that's that's what I feel. So I'm not making a prediction yet.
Well,
But I'll wait.
Kansas City has looked vulnerable this year. They've had a lot of close games.
Yeah.
They haven't been like as impressive as they were last year. So they are vulnerable.
But we
It
figured
can
them out.
happen. It
Teams
can
figure them
happen. It
out.
is possible.
Yeah. You have teams that have figured them out. I mean, you think about it, they had a great season, and actually you had 2 to 3 years to prepare for Kansas City. So this year they're kind of figured them out what they can do, what they can't do.
Mhm.
And they kind of, they're still a great team, but you kind of figured them out a little bit. So I hope that the Browns could take all that footage from this year and put something together, man, and do something awesome.
Yeah, I think that the the 4 teams that are remaining in the AFC are very good. Baltimore is scary. They're playing good right now. The Bills are a very complete team.
Yeah.
Kansas City's the champs. They got a week off. They're scary. Over in the NFC, I was glad to see that the Saints won. Green Bay is playing really well right now. It should be interesting.
Yeah.
I think the Super Bowl is kind of wide open.
What do
I
you
really
think
do.
of Tennessee?
I think it's kind of wide open. What's that?
The Tennessee is playing Baltimore. What do you think of Tennessee?
Tennessee lost to
I mean,
Baltimore.
what am I saying? I'm sorry. Buffalo and I messed up
That's
on
going
all
to be
of
a great game.
Buffalo.
That's going to be a great game.
Yeah, Buffalo and Baltimore. What do you see happening in that game there?
I think Baltimore has a chance to win. Buffalo did not impress me yesterday because Indianapolis could have won that game.
Yeah.
Indianapolis had a lot of chances to win that game. They had a lot of drop passes, and they were in the red zone at least twice where they came away with 0 points.
Right.
So, um, the Bills going into the playoffs were kind of like a sleeper pick. Everyone was like,
Yeah.
it was
They
like the
were hot.
sexy pick.
Yeah.
People were picking the Bills. They didn't look as impressive, but I know they got a complete team. So they might put it together. Who knows?
Their
It'll be very interesting.
Their
It'll be very
defense is
interesting.
what shocked me yesterday. I was looking for more out of their defense yesterday, and I was
Yeah.
like, "Wow, what happened?" And so I figured that if I'd rather the Browns if they beat Kansas City. I'd rather them play. I'm still going far ahead as you see that. I'd rather them play the Bills versus Baltimore
Really?
because of, like I said, Lamar Jackson. So I'm pulling for the Bills next week, and I'm pulling for the
Interesting.
Browns to beat Kansas City.
I think we might be better off against Baltimore, to be honest, because we
Right?
face them. We know them.
Yeah,
I know they know us as well,
right.
but we haven't played the Bills.
Yeah, but
Um,
Baltimore beat us twice this year.
yeah, they were good games, but yeah,
Second game, we should have beat them, and
we should have beat them the
complacent.
second game. Yeah.
Got complacent. Went to them old ways. Yeah. So man,
It's
I'm
hard.
excited.
It's hard to beat a team 3 times in a year, though. So
Yeah, it is. So we'll go ahead and you got anything else before we leave out today?
the bottom line is just that it's exciting. It's good football. It's been some good football. It's actually been a good NFL season,
Yeah.
and it's exciting. It's amazing that the NFL has gotten in all of our games, all of their games.
Yeah.
That's amazing that they didn't have to cancel any. My bottom line is I'm just excited. Just excited. It was a good game.
Yeah. Same here. My bottom line is the fact that the Browns won. We broke the curse of
Broke
not
the
being in
curse.
the playoffs.
We're over the hump.
Yeah. So
Over the hump.
and not only that, not just winning today, I see a brighter future. I could see us back in the next couple years, the next few years, consistently in the playoffs. We have that type of team that can be there every year. So I
Yeah.
feel positive as a Browns fan.
We have something to build on, I think.
Yeah, definitely.
All right. Thank you for joining us this evening, and we'll see you tomorrow night following, hopefully, an Ohio State Buckeye victory.
Yes.
We'll see you then, everyone.
See you.